Welcome back everybody to another Joytoy review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the Battle for the Stars 1/18 scale 1st Legion Steel Spear set. This is awesome. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and answer a question from one of our community members or one of our subscribers. This question comes from Still927. So what's up, buddy? His question is, does the Cobra Commander helmet from the armored version fit the Northern Union Government 3rd Legion Interstellar Troopers set that you see in front of you? So I'm hoping you were asking about the 25th anniversary Cobra Commander. I do have him. He's here in front of you. And we can take off his helmet, and he has a baklava mask underneath. But unfortunately, due to the head sculpts, the nose stops the helmet from going on all figures, even the bald character. As you can see here, does not seat, and that's going to fall over on the helmet guys very well. I kind of first thought that the helmet, the gear was stopping the helmet, but it's not. Let me show you. I'll remove the neck piece. So I removed one of the heads. They're all universal. As you can see, the nose kind of stops the head, and it doesn't seat at an angle. It kind of goes in like this. But if you want to go to straight in, and you want to flush sitting, it doesn't fit all the way. So also they have those little mini baklava heads, which is the same kind of head that Cobra Commander has, but you can see how much smaller it is. Very small. Go ahead and put this head on this character here. So it'll be an option for you. And unfortunately, it's just the way it sits. It's not going to fit with the armor on. I'm assuming you wanted to do your custom with the armor on would be the purpose of doing a Cobra Commander without armored Cobra Commander without the armor, right? Kind of sits at a downward looking position, but head's too small. So also even tried taking the Cobra Commander head off, putting it on one of the Joytoy figures, and putting the helmet on. It kind of accepts it. It's on there, but still the armor isn't willing to let the helmet go all the way down, as you can see. Hopefully I answered your question. If it did, give me a shout out in the comments, let me know, and let's get to our next review. So as a collector, there's those pieces that you see out there that come out that just you have to have. And for me, this is one of those sets. It was incredible. It's just fantastic for me. When I started seeing the prototype pictures of this on Facebook, and I seen that helmet and those shields, and it was just wow. I had to have this set in my collection. I haven't felt that way for a Joytoy set, which I like all my Joytoy figures, but there's a few sets that are just like you probably keep forever. But the Hell's Fifth Company is one of my other favorite sets. I haven't had that feeling since I've seen those designs, which is fantastic. So let's take a look at this bad boy set. Front of the box here, we have 19 scale on the top left, Joytoy Battle for Stars logos on the right. Beautiful artwork across the front. We have a very nice nameplate at the bottom here. 1st Legion Steel Spear. The lines at the bottom looks beautiful. Top has their logo. 1st Legion Steel Spear nameplate. On the bottom we have Battle for the Stars. These are recommended for ages 17 and up. Checking hazard small parts for children on the age of 3. So these are marketed for adult collectors, which is us. Yay! And Joytoy on the side. Joytoy on this side. The back shows you the 3 figures. Some of the gear in their hands. Helmets are removed. Here at the bottom are product parameters. Please feel free to pause and read that if that interests you at all. Here's Joytoy's information. A little note there to keep away from fire, and some more life advice, I guess. You have some tracking hazard symbols and the UPC if that helped you at all. Let's go ahead and not waste any time and get into these bad boys. Even though that they have this beautiful window box, we got to see what these guys look like outside the packaging. It's very, very cool. And then here, which is out of my camera angle, we have the picture of the 3 figures looking amazing. We have 2 Velcro pieces, and it says First Legion Steel Spear at the top. I am so excited for this set. I just want to get it out of packaging. Hopefully it helps you guys, the collectors. I recommend these. They're fantastic. Let's do this. So just pull this out the side. Even though they have changed the exterior of the packaging, the interior is still that sandwich style that we see with the clearer packages from the previous sets. And so we got 2 of those. Here's our product insert. First Legion Steel Spear. You unfold it. It has the figures and the list of accessories at the bottom with some Chinese, and the figures and their gear laid out in front of them. This side we have precautions. Please read that before you play with any of your figures. And a breakdown of the parts if you want to change it out, swap them out, customize them, repair them, etc. One thing I will note about this set, I am disappointed that we don't have 3 weapons, assault weapons. You don't get a gun for him, no gun for him. It's kind of weird they left that out. I think they just ran out of room and said screw it and didn't include it. So there's our figures, the clamshell. Just want to pick this up and we're going to take a look at them. So here they are outside the box, looking beautiful. I'm a sucker for a Mohawk character, so this is going to be our focal point for this guy. Look at that head sculpt. Very, very cool. Just so you guys know, first off, I did not do any preliminary checks. This is a straight up surprise unboxing. I have confidence in this set that we're just going to get this through without heating anything. Don't make that a habit though. Look amazing. Also, I want to point out that these are all the same buck. Everything's the same except for the head sculpt. So we will take a look at the head sculpts, but I'm not going to look at one of the bodies. This is our first head sculpt, so let's get to it. The head is kind of seated down in the armor on these characters. Look really, really cool. So actually he has some scars on the side of his head there. I love the mohawk, brown mohawk. Looks really, really good. So we'll go ahead and get the comparisons out of the way. So this is the 2 head sculpts. This guy has like black, it's like a black hair, and he has like a bun on the back. I was going to pull it off, but I'm not sure if I want to. It's like a bun type on the back of his head. Shaved on his side. Looks really, really cool. So that's what those 2 look like. Let's see if we can get that 3rd guy in here. Close up time, close up time. He's just got the way. This guy has a lot of hair on his head. He's kind of sticking up a bit. Shaved down on the sides. Looks really, really cool. Very nice. Alright. Those are awesome head sculpts. I love them all. They look fantastic. So let's take a look at this guy. Before we zoom out, let's take a look at some of this beautiful, beautiful paintwork. This is they said steel. It looks like steel with a heavy black wash. Some heavy dry brushing. This thing is loaded with some water decals. We have one here of the logo for the team. We have a Spartan type helmet here on this shoulder pad. We have one on this side. Looks amazing. This is unique. Let's take a look at that. So the back of the character, we have a water slide here. We have a jetpack. The red inside looks fantastic. Looks great with this steel coloring. I'm not sure what's going on with this whole design here. So if this is a jetpack, is this the intake for the air? Is this a kind of way to reverse thrust in flight? Not sure. For maneuvering, guess you can come up with any storyline you want. It's the back of the figure. It's fantastic. On the front here, on the thigh pads, we have an 01. Looks amazing. He just did a flip out of my hand. He must have maneuverability with those jetpacks. He's trying to fly away. He has that old, well, it's not really old, but the what we're used to seeing for the pistol holster. But as you can see, they have modified these to be more rubbery, so you can get the weapon in and will not break your clips, which is great. I think they hurt us in our reviews. So I'm going to span out and we'll take a look at the figure 360. So feel free to pause the video if there's something you want to see. There's not really a lot of detail in a sense of like difference. There's a lot of just the same colors throughout the armor, which is fine for me because they look amazing. So we have some tampos, and then we just have the armor aesthetic, the silver and black. Looks really, really good. Wow. Hope you guys really enjoy these. I highly recommend this set. This is one of these sets to buy. If you're trying to choose what sets to buy, this one, the Hell's Fifth Company. Any of those ones that comes with a comic book, those are one of the high-end, in my opinion, sets to get. Highly recommend those. So let's go and take a look at some of the articulation of this figure. Now, if you're, all this gear is removable. If this bugs you for any reason, but you love the figures, you want to modify and customize, you can take all this off. Heads do sit down low. If you take off the armor, obviously you want to get a 360. I can even get a 360 with his head sitting down. Shows the back of the head there. I like how that comes down into a point. Very cool. It looks down. Looks up. Well, more back to standard. Center. Side to side. And it's really good. These are kind of a beefier armor on the chest. So it's definitely going to hinder your arm articulation also. These are on a ball joint. They rotate 360 all the way around. If you need to get around that shoulder pad, just fan it out just a bit. They do raise up until we have the armor connectivity issues here. Looks really good. There is a elbow rotation, 360 on both arms. And spinning the armor around as I'm turning the joint. We have bendable elbows, which is fantastic. It doesn't look like the armor affects the bend ratio of the arms. Beautiful 90. This one here, I think I have to pull the armor up just a bit to get, there we go. And once you take them out of the package, you probably have to like tweak them a little bit to get what you want. There is chest articulation under the armor. Unfortunately, we can't use it because of the armor. He does have a waist swivel 360. He does have an ab crunch, which will increase if you remove the armor. Back, side to side. Very, very cool. He has a ability to sit. If you kind of fan the legs out and get down into here, kind of a little bit out that way, or slide your armor, they sit really well for being pretty bulky. That's beautiful. He will split his leg until the armor hits his belt. Go this way. Very, very nice. Thigh rotation. And he has double jointed knees. We get 90 on both right there. Then we utilize the other joint. We get even more. And so we impact the thigh pad. So I'll hold on to that. And but that's more than you're ever going to need for this figure. Very nice. So we have pivot down on his ankles, pivot up, back to center, a little bit side to side. They will rotate 360 if you like, but we have armor issues. Just so you know, if you take off all the armor, you're going to have big feet. That's all you have left. You have a black figure with black outfit, with but you have those big feet. There's no alternate feet for these guys. Looks beautiful. Hopefully, I went a little faster than we're used to. The reason being because we have to get to a lot of stuff. We have to answer the questions for our community or channel, which I love doing. Thank you guys thank you Steel927 for your question, and if you enjoyed the answer. And because there's lots of nice cool accessories to get to, some comparisons I want to do, but overall these are beautiful. I'll take care of the wrist here. We have the newer wrist, I believe. Let me take a look at that up close. Yeah, I'd take it off camera so I can see. It's the new style. It's that ball joint that just rolls around the ball, gets you anywhere you want. It does rotate 360 on both hands. The belt looks really good. We have a red grenade here, if you guys didn't notice that. But most of it just is all black. Some pouches on it. And some nice silver wash. Looks very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, so I got those up on the shelf there. Let's see what kind of accessories they have, because they have a lot. Fortunately, we don't have one more gun. Would have been super nice. Looks fantastic. So let's take a look and see. Well, something goes flying everywhere. Very, very cool. So first off, let's start off with the main thing, the spears. Oh, this is basically two weapons in my opinion. You have a sword, silver blade, beautifully sculpted, nice handle. We have a piece here on the bottom that turns into a spear. Here is the spear handle. It is quite long, just on all black. So you can see that's how tall it is without the spear. And we just simply connect the two pieces here and here. Whoop, wrong side. So on this side has a very nice point. Very nice. A little bit of silver there would have been really cool. But that's how that looks. Very easy. It increases the height. These things are right off the camera. That's how tall they are. Looks really, really cool. Okay, here's our guys with our spears in our hand. As you can see, you can get many different kind of poses. A holding, a guard pose, a throwing pose. Many more poses that you can come up with. These guys can accommodate you with. Very, very cool. Alright, so next up we have their pistols. Same one we're used to seeing with the Interstellar sets. Black with a heavy silver wash. Maybe some dry brushing. Whatever technique they use. Let's take a look and see how well that the figures hold the weapons. Let's start with the holster. Since these are nice and flexible, you slide it in the front, spin it around. I kind of like using a tool, something like this, because you can get in there and pull that out a little bit so you can solder your gun in. Looks really good, like so. It's really, really good. You can pick these things up for like $1 dollar store if you live in the United States. I don't know anything outside the country, so sure you can find them online if you're interested. You get a whole set of them, you get different tips. Got other ones too. It helps out sometimes getting stuff out of the package, or in this case, like that. So let's go ahead and grab another pistol and see how well he holds it. Sarah's holding the pistol in one hand. There are alternate hands. I think there's a better one with the trigger finger, but you have to swap out the hands. which takes some time. I probably want to heat it before you do that. So I don't want to break the figure. So just gives you an idea what the pistol looks like in her hand. You can fine tune your set as you see fit. But for our purposes today, this looks fantastic. Alright, let's see what else we can get into. So they also come with this gun, which is kind of a weird design. I'm not a big fan of it. Kind of looks like a Halo gun. Silver blades on the front. Assault rifle on the back. I don't like this piece here. Never did. It's going to be more of a submachine gun type. It's going to kind of, it's a single-handed weapon. See what it looks like in his hand. Okay, here he is with the weapon in his hand. Looks pretty cool. Not a fan of it. Too bad. Bring it across the chest. You can probably put his hand underneath. But this is an awkward type weapon. So we'll have to treat it more of a submachine gun type. Alright, let's see what else we got. Okay, so we have this gun. It is basically the same gun we just looked at, but without the blades on the front. Then we have a little bit of like dirty yellow paint there in the center. So it's not really a different gun, it's just bladeless. And you probably end up on a hole in that weapon pretty much the same way. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. And here, just for fun, we have some dual wielding action with the blade, without the blade. And it's kind of awkward. Wish they maybe chose a different gun with this set. But it looks kind of cool, I guess. The next accessory in this set, there's 3 of these little arm shields. These are really cool. They have the Spartan helmet type water slide on it. Beautiful steel paint. Nice sculpt work. The studs on the side looks incredible. The inside of this has like a handle and a clip for the arm. Looks really good. Let's see how well he holds it. He holds this really nice. Oh, it looks very cool. Very nice. As you can see on the inside, he holds the handle really nice. And that clip does clip on right here. It just goes right over like it was made to do, which is great. It fits like a glove. No problem, no extra effort. It just goes right on very fluently. For me, I think this is more of an attack shield. Like, if you were going to be in battle with this, you could use it obviously for a small defensive weapon, but, you know, if you wanted to strike with it, you have this piece here, you can strike them in the neck. And if you really wanted to do some damage, you could turn this thing around. There's kind of like a small point right there. You can use that for jabbing action. Smacking your figures down, and this is really nice. Very cool. And of course, if anybody's interested out there, you can dual wield these bad boys how you see fit. Very nice. You just want to be a straight up defensive trooper. There's some 2 shields on him. The guy running behind him blasting. Looks really cool. And so you get 2 of these style helmets. Looks fantastic. The steel, very nice detail. Has the red visors. Looks incredible. Side view. Back view. Other side. Top. Go directly over their heads, and I do not see any mannequin heads, so these should fit our guys perfectly. course, you're going to have to get them seated down inside the armor, which they look great. It's really, really awesome. So this is probably one of the accessories that really I want. I kind of wish we got 3 of these. But you guys can use this as the commander of this group. Looks awesome. He has this wicked steel bladed mohawk on one of the helmets. Looks so amazing. I absolutely love this helmet. Very awesome. And for me, I am going to be using this helmet with my mohawk guy because he just looks that cool. Look at that. Wow. That's incredible. Very, very nice. He look incredibly cool together. He's gonna stab him in the face. Good thing he has that cool helmet on. That looks amazing. Go ahead and get this out. Here's what that looks like. Man, it's a killer. Let's bring this guy in. Nice comparison. Oh man, I love this helmet. Beautiful. Absolutely top-notch design. Beautiful paint. Wow. So a lot of accessories they have is 6 different hands. I'll show you those. You have an opening hand with a trigger, which is probably better for your pistol and your blaster. There's more of a command hand, open hand. It's really cool. Another trigger hand. It's really cool. Like a 2-finger command hand. And then we have another open hand. Then we have another trigger finger hand. So you can swap out hands for whatever weapons you're using. Alright, these are fantastic. Let's take a look at some comparisons. Okay, here they are with the steel hammer set. Looks so cool. I really love to see those guys in that silver armor that the steel spear come in. Even have, that steel hammers that these guys here come with. But this is kind of the guys that everybody's putting together, in a team. It's really, really cool. And here they are with the Northern Union government. The 3rd Legion Interstellar Troopers set. Look pretty good together. Very, very nice. And here they are with the 2nd Legion Interstellar set. The yellow version looks very, very cool. And you can take a look across the board, and you can pause this right now and see the vast head sculpts that are being offered in just these 4 sets alone. Very nice. So you have the option to use their helmets, which are fantastic, especially for the steel spear and for the hammer bros. And just leave them off, and you can have a vast array of individual characters. And you can name them all, because none of them have any actual names. And here they are with Stina and Hermione. And our guest for this video, Cobra Commander. Hermione looks really good with the steel spear set. It's very cool. Well, we're reaching about our max time limit. Highly recommend this set. One thing I want to mention, I didn't actually do any heating. It came out of packaging. They were perfect. The only one thing I can complain about is the lack of a 3rd gun and the gun kind of design they included, but it's by far no deal breaker for the set. Get this set. This is awesome. Very, very cool. I could talk about these guys forever, so eventually we have to end the video because nobody wants to sit and watch an hour-long video. So hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please consider subscribing. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video. I hope you enjoy this video. And still 927, hope you enjoyed our answer to your question. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting, have fun, and we'll see you in our next review.